Welcome to the stream. Today on Genshin Impact, we are starting version 3.1, and Colette seems to be still alive. Thankfully. In fact, every player got an actual, no strings attached, free version of her now. So mine has leveled up to Constellation 3, which gave her a decent buff. But let's not talk about that too much. We have lots to do today. Especially in this version, we have lots to do. We have what I assume is gonna be a big event happening in Mondstadt. That did start today, but we won't be looking at today. That's probably gonna be for next week. As well as the continuation of the main story into further reaches of Sumeru, which is gonna be today's main attraction, or probably only attraction, aside from distractions. However, one thing before we start. There was an interesting occurrence, because I, before the update, stopped playing after talking to Catherine here in Sumeru City. And the next story quest starts by talking to Catherine here in Sumeru City, or walking up to her. So immediately after the update, a cutscene started playing, or a conversation started playing, and I couldn't really back out, so I had to record it. So we're gonna watch that real quick. What you are missing, because I couldn't start recording quick enough, is Catherine looking up at a tree to a bird flying away. We continue from there as Paimon and the Traveler approach her. I'll be silent for this, because I don't want to talk over the dialogue and I can't hear it, so enjoy by yourselves for 5 minutes.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this mission. In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask, just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often. Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head? From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque? So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida? Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sumeru's festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Ferris, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sumeru's festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sumeru's festival.
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
And we're back. What a perfect transition. Something I also noticed after the recording was that actually the background music bugged out again during that recording. And only near the end of right now I realized maybe I should just play the game audio over it. But oh well. You see no transition, because it is so very smooth and clear. Because during the video I tried to move in exactly the same position I was. Isn't that great?
A brave girl today. I found a really weird-looking lizard. Want me to show it to you?
Also, Nahida's idea of moving somewhere different is literally 10 meters away.
Let's continue our chat here.
I'm pretty sure this is in no way different than where we were earlier.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts.
We could grab someone close to the sages and question them. I kinda don't want to put Nahida into the position of infiltrating.
We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages.
Well, guess we are gonna also ask the other possibilities. Maybe possess a student and infiltrate the sage's quarters.
No way, that's too risky.
I thought so too.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives.
They are students, their life is already ruined.
Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru.
Possess a key figure.
I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet, but distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly.
I can't think of anything else.
Are we really out of ideas?
Let's just burn down the whole academia.
Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make us take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
Like our friend whose name I forget? Like Sue?
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work.
Like Paimon.
Before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Yes. That's the one I was talking about.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Sataria?
No.
Sataria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia?
Oh, now I remember her.
We ran into her basically every time the Sumeru festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilu.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Sataria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Sataria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
This is no longer just a metaphor. Those are Sataria's true thoughts, right?
From the sound of it, Sataria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore.
Sounds exactly like the person we need.
Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Sataria will take a day off from the academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city.
That's when we get her.
Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.
Not gonna do anything creepy at all. Get information as instructed by Nahida. Wrong direction. Wrong market I was thinking of. Cat market instead.
This should be Sataria's favorite fortune-telling spot.
So should we ask the fortune teller about Sataria?
No, I already have enough information on Sataria. The most important thing now is for you to pay attention to the vendor's talking style and key characteristics.
Talking style and key characteristics?
My poor lost lambs, have you become troubled over your fates? The divine voice of wisdom often echoes between mine ears. If thou be blessed today by the gods, I may be able to show you the way.
Huh? Really? Nahida, you've been whispering things to her?
Shh! My friend here has some doubts regarding her future. Can we get a fortune reading for her?
Of course, of course. In that case... It would seem that Harut and Marut are quite wary of you. Perhaps, at some time in the past, you have somehow offended the gods.
Or maybe we have offended cats in the past. Then again, we did build a shrine for cats, so maybe not.
Only mocking the god of Animo, questioning the lord of Geo's financial savviness, and brawling with the god of Electro. Do those count?
Nah.
Oh, nothing. Go on, pick an aspect for her to divine.
Divine prospects of my love.
Love prospects? No problem at all. The gods have spoken. The truth shall be revealed. One who is fated to cross your path will appear on... Huh? So many people will fall for you. How could that be? Harut, Marut, did you two spoil my divination? I've never read a fortune so absurd.
We did nothing wrong. We're just cats.
Actually, Paimon thinks this is probably the most accurate fortune telling you've ever done.
I admit that the orientation of today's celestial matrix is suboptimal. As such, there will be no charge.
Is that so? Well, that can't be helped.
If you were to bring some food offerings for Harut and Marut on your next visit, perhaps they could help you reverse the wheels of fate.
Who else do we have? What are you selling?
Is this another one of Sataria's favorite stalls?
Yep, it belongs to a king. His father helped Sataria a lot when she first moved to Sumeru City, so she still comes by whenever she has time. When I start talking with him, listen carefully to the details of our conversation.
Ah, dear customers, would you like to look at some pottery?
I'm more into poetry.
We caught wind of your great craftsmanship, so we specifically came to take a look.
Oh, I recognize you. Aren't you Miss Catherine from the Adventurers Guild? Sounds like I'm in for some big business.
Speaking of, where did you learn this trade?
I suppose you could say it all started with my dad. He's a mason by trade, but I picked up an interest in clay while apprenticing for him. After that, I began making pottery by myself in secret, and I simply changed trades when my works turned out well. Although it's a pity that I'm no longer making much use of the knowledge provided to me by the Akasha.
That's nice. You're making a living doing something you love.
So is your father still working as a mason?
Oh no, not anymore. A few years back, he fell from a roof and broke his leg. Since he had already saved enough Mora over all these years, he's just enjoying the retired life in Port Ormos nowadays.
I see. We wish him peace and happiness in his retirement. I'll have someone in charge of logistics at the guild come by another day for some goods. We'll leave you to it. Take care now.
No problem. Rest easy, all our goods are sure to meet your every need.
How many pots could we ever need?
La la la. This should be our final stop. Sataria's always thinking of this restaurant when she's working at the academia, so she always comes by whenever she's out in the city.
Nahida, you've really thought of everything.
She has been stalking her for a while.
It's my duty to protect Sumeru's citizens, after all.
Sure, call it that.
Hi there. I feel like I've seen you down by the docks before.
Huh? Sorry, I don't quite remember.
If I recall, you were having a discussion with someone about shipbuilding at the time.
Ah, that's right! I've always been really interested in feats of marine engineering. After all, I grew up in Liyue Harbor and spent my entire childhood staring at the ships going in and out of the port. I came to Sumeru to study, but failed to make it into the academia due to my lack of talent. But I'm still discussing all kinds of problems with different scholars, and I'm continuing to study and perform research from the restaurant's basement. I'm sure I'll get into the academia after their next round of exams.
What an admirable spirit for learning. Amazing!
Sure, but you'll find hardworking people wherever you go.
So this restaurant has a basement as well? Huh. First I've heard of it.
That's right. It's not usually open to patrons. Most of the time, employees use it for breaks or to hold private events.
A good place for interrogations, maybe.
I see. Yes, that makes sense. Well, good luck with your studies, Miss Chishan.
Thank you so much. As long as I can make it into the academia as an official student, I'll be happy.
Back to our super safe spot. Let's discuss our plan, I guess.
So, was that everybody?
Mm-hmm. 3 familiar faces should be enough for Sataria.
What's the point of all the information we've collected? Nahida, you still haven't told us how you're planning to make Sataria face her problems.
Are you gonna possess those people?
Sataria is already used to avoiding her problems, so we must find a way to break through her usual sensibilities. I remember that you mentioned that the Eremites in Port Ormos are all making a fuss about the upcoming resurrection of the Scarlet King. Although it's all just a boatload of nonsense, the fate of her homeland may turn out to be Sataria's soft spot.
Oh, Paimon gets it now! You want to take advantage of the guilt Sataria feels about her homeland!
Yeah, a guilt trip. You're really nice to people of your country.
Although she knows she should return home to help the people of the desert, all she's done is conspire with the sages.
If King Dashret was to criticize Sataria's actions.
So, how do we set that up?
Well, the Scarlet King is long gone, and Sataria is also too smart to fall for any simple tricks. If we simply engaged her under the guise of the Scarlet King's believers, she would definitely be wary of us, and we may not get anywhere.
But if we do it under the guise of people she talks to every day.
But if we were to borrow some of her close acquaintances to talk with her, her reaction would probably be very different.
So, you mean you're going to possess those people we just talked to?
Yep. Possess them through the Akasha. Imply that they've already converted to the faith of the Scarlet King. And then convey our made-up will of the Scarlet King. As long as everything goes smoothly, we'll get through to Sataria for sure. She'll never guess that we had anything to do with it.
Yeah, I thought you were possessing Catherine because she is not an actual human being. Now you just do it with regular people, I guess.
So that's how you're going to use all the info we collected on these people. It's so that you won't slip up and break form. Possessing them will only work if you can manage to pass off as them.
Exactly. So, best of luck with impersonating them.
Wait, we are impersonating them?
Huh? Best of luck? But we don't know how to possess anyone.
That's no problem at all. I'll just share all their senses with you once I've possessed them. As long as you're also wearing an Akasha terminal, the effect will basically be as if you've possessed them yourself.
Huh?
Huh. That is pretty convenient. But why does she have to do this? Can't you do it yourself?
No, Paimon, you are gonna do it.
Although I've been observing humans for a while, I've never been good at imitating them.
Which is why I'm in a robot right now.
You're not wrong. It's always been painfully obvious whenever you try to pass as Catherine.
Alright, I'll try my best.
If it was at all possible, I would have preferred to leave these people alone. But seeing how things are now, I probably should just accept it and push on.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up over it. We're only doing this to help everyone, and we'll only be borrowing them for a little while anyway.
Alright, then let's give it a go tomorrow afternoon.
Let's wait a day. Following afternoon. Whoop. Yeah, I guess we're the villains now. She makes us do all the work. From interrogation to impersonating to capturing the victim. We'll torture her then, or something. There she comes.
Oh, here she comes. Satori is here.
Let's quietly follow her. Once she starts talking to her acquaintances, we'll find a safe spot to begin possessing them. As for how we'll sway her to our side, I'll leave that to you. I trust you'll know what to say.
Sure, surely we'll not make a mistake.
Paimon's starting to feel kinda nervous. Okay, let's go. Looks like they've already started talking. Let's find a hiding spot and get started.
Yes, perfectly hidden. Not suspicious at all. That was also not suspicious at all.
That's right. You really can't force anything when it comes to love. And besides, everyone around me has a very different background and outlook. Are you still listening to me, Nabia?
Oh, of course I'm listening. You were talking about troubles with your love life, right? I heard everything you said.
Okay then. You just seemed a little distracted for a moment there.
Like as if you were possessed suddenly.
Strange. Your cats seem pretty worked up. Is something wrong? I always thought they were quiet, happy kitties. Oh, what are their names again?
Arut and Marut.
Ah, that's right. They are just little darlings, aren't they? Harut and Marut.
Yeah, cats seem to know when something is wrong with their owner, at least.
So, which fortune do you want me to read for you today? You must have come for another echo of the divine voice of wisdom.
I'd like to get another reading on my love prospects, but to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I've been a real mess recently.
A mess?
Also, what happened to Li Huan's body during this?
Well, could you do a reading on how long it'll take me to finish my current project at work? I really just want to get it over with.
I hear you. No problem at all. The gods will reveal the truth.
The gods have spoken.
The gods are asking. Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Why haven't I gone home? Do the gods really know everything I've been thinking about?
Sataria, why don't you just go home? It's a demand now instead of a question. The gods seem to be truly upset.
I'm sorry. I know I failed the gods. Please pass on my most sincere apologies and ask for their divine forgiveness. And if I may ask, Nabia, is there a specific god who's speaking to you right now?
What an inconsiderate and naive question. The god who is speaking to me is, of course, the wisest and mightiest of all, the Scarlet King.
The Scarlet King? No wonder he would make such a demand of me. Oh, wait a second. The Scarlet King passed away a long time ago. Even though news of the Scarlet King's resurrection has been spreading like wildfire, it's all just a misinformation campaign from the academia. How can the Scarlet King still exist in real life?
Huh? King Deshret's resurrection is a misinformation campaign?
What insolence! I am the Scarlet King's most loyal believer. Do you wish to refute his voice of wisdom?
Oh, no. As a child of the desert, I am only reveling in his power upon learning that his divine glory has touched even this city. I will think very carefully about his demand of me. I'm sorry, I must go now.
Wait!
I'm not sure if that worked. Not sure if that worked at all.
Whoa, she just ran off in a hurry. She looked pretty upset too.
Well done. Sataria didn't seem to suspect anything amiss.
I'm not so sure about that, Nahida.
To have something she's been trying desperately to avoid show up out of nowhere and berate her, that must have shaken her to the core.
Aw, Nahida, it seems like you understand human emotions really well after all.
All I know are some abstract Harvard-taught theories. In any case, my time with you has shown a lot of them to be utterly useless. I'm still trying to make sense of everything. Anyway, enough of that. Let's hurry and catch up to Sataria.
He's out of Keem's now, right on cue. Let's get ready to possess him right away.
But also just kill her here.
It's okay. I just got caught up in something.
Why would Catherine be unpossessed? It's us possessing these people and not Nahida. So she can just stay back and watch.
Oh, actually, didn't you ask me to help you look for work? What kind of work were you looking for again?
Masonry work?
Oh, right. Your old man's craft. How could I forget? Speaking of, how's he doing? Is he feeling any better?
He's feeling a lot better. And he's walking more now.
Oh, that's good to hear. I've been thinking a lot about him. If I could get some more time off, I'd love to pay him a visit. Actually, while we're talking about him, is he still living in Port Ormos?
Yeah, he's been retired there for a while.
If you could find the time, please write him a letter. Please pass on that recently, faith in the Scarlet King has taken root in Port Ormos and has begun to spread across Sumeru. He has a quick temper, and has always been a devout follower of the Dendro Archon. I don't want him to get into a fight with those Scarlet King believers because of a difference in beliefs.
Oh? So, who are you siding with in all of this? The Academia or the Scarlet King?
I...
I'm so jealous of you. You were born a child of the desert, yet you chose to betray the Scarlet King, and now you spend all your time with those crooks from the Academia.
Akeem, you don't mean you've also become a believer of the Scarlet King?
It's just a coincidence that everyone in this market suddenly believes in that.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
Also, yeah. We are hiding so well again.
Can't pick a side? Me?
She just turned that direction and totally saw.
Whoa! Paimon had no idea you'd be so good at this.
Before I knew it, I really started getting into the role.
You really zeroed in on the issue and put it right in front of her. It might feel a bit overwhelming for Sataria. But once everything is over, I'll be sure to pay her a visit to her mind and explain everything. Anyway, let's keep going.
Come on! Sataria's already started talking when she...
Guess I was too fast.
So, Shishan, have you noticed anything weird in the city lately?
Yeah, everyone's been talking about the Scarlet King for some reason.
Like, as if someone was trying to preach to you about something?
No, I've been spending all my time studying in the basement.
Oh, right. Speaking of strange things, I celebrated the Sub-Zerus festival so many times that I lost count. That was really weird.
Wait, how could you be aware of that? That should be impossible. Nothing in the report indicated anything like that.
Are you still failing to realize that the Academia's lowly tricks could never deceive all of Sumeru's citizens?
Well, now she's striking a nerve.
Shishan, don't tell me that you've converted to the Scarlet King as well!
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King. In reality, shouldn't you be the one who is ashamed? You, who works side by side with the Academia, and treated people as nothing more than experimental subjects?
Please, please stop!
Even now, Sataria's still trying to run from her problems.
Did I push too hard? Am I living up to my villain role yet?
She can no longer justify everything to herself.
Hey, she's trying to talk to the guards! What should we do?
This is the most important part of all. Quick, get ready.
Mercenary, you're a member of the Corps of 30, correct? Please help me pass a message to the Matra right away. The situation in the city is getting out of control.
Please, try to remain calm, miss. Tell me what's happening in the city.
Heretics are infiltrating the city, and they've already converted many residents to their side.
Heretics? What kind of heresy are you talking about?
The Scarlet King! Many people I know have suddenly started believing in him, but he's long dead. It's impossible.
Miss Sataria, nothing is impossible.
You know my name?
The Scarlet King is immortal, and all who defy him will one day pay the price. You must face the truth, Sataria. You tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, the tighter the Academia's grasp on you will become, and the deeper you will be ensnared.
I feel like we're letting her live a nightmare currently.
Child of the Scarlet King, never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
What's so strange about becoming a believer of the wise Scarlet King? In fact, aren't you the strange one? The one who still can't pick a side?
What an absurd question. You make it sound like I should be ashamed for becoming a believer of the Scarlet King.
Sataria, why haven't you gone home?
Yep, definitely a nightmare.
It seems that no matter where I run, I only keep finding more believers of the Scarlet King. I have to say, this is a familiar feeling. I've also been running from my guilt this whole time. Guilt over my part in the Sage's plans, and from ignoring the letters from the children of my homeland. But no matter how much I may try to ignore or get rid of it, my guilt always comes back.
It's not too late to turn back.
You won't necessarily lose your research opportunities by facing the truth. Besides, did you really want to conduct your research while carrying such heavy feelings of guilt?
How do you know me so well? Are you truly just a believer of the Scarlet King? Or are you the god himself?
Well, some kind of god.
That's not important. The important thing is to pass judgment on the academia and its sages, and to correct their mistakes. If you could provide some assistance in this matter, perhaps it could serve as a form of atonement.
I've actually never believed in the gods, but I've always believed in serendipity. Your appearance must be a fated opportunity for me to get out of this wretched situation. Please tell me, what can I do for you?
Great. We finally convinced her. By the most humane means.
How much do you know about the sage's current activities?
I was just one of the designers for the massed dream harvest scheme, which is what happened around the Sumeru's festival. But I know very little about the full scope of the overall project. I'd assume that only staff with the highest clearance would have access to those confidential documents. I've just been working to meet the Grand Sage's specified requirements. However, there's something that's been really bothering me. I heard that a scholar who was previously expelled has returned to the city, and even the sages are still quite wary of him.
An outcast that even the sages are still wary of?
To fight against the academia, we will need to figure out the nature and the purpose of their work. Is there a way for us to get access to the confidential documents you mentioned?
It should be possible if we're willing to take some risks. After all, I'm an assistant to the Grand Sage, and I've been working on many tasks outside of the project. One thing, though, I won't be able to transfer the documents to you through the Akasha once I get my hands on them. The sages have always closely monitored all activities within the Akasha. Let me see... let's use the most primitive method. Send someone to pick up the documents tomorrow evening at the Academia entrance.
The Academia entrance. Wouldn't that be too conspicuous?
Don't worry about that. I assure you, this won't be a trap. I'm only suggesting this location because it'll draw more scrutiny for me to leave the Academia again. It'll be safest for me to distract the guards long enough to hand you the documents.
All right, I trust you.
So, if I were to successfully complete this task, would it mean I've atoned for my wrongdoings?
You'd have started doing so.
That'll depend on the judgment of the Dendro Archon.
The Dendro Archon. That's right. Her people are the ones we have endangered. As the God of Wisdom, she's also the one responsible for judging and guiding the scholars. Maybe it's time for me to find a god to believe in.
Just as Nahida predicted, we've managed to bring Sataria to our side!
The Traveler's execution was ingenious. She's the one who deserves all the praise. Well, now that we've made plans to meet again tomorrow evening, all we can do is pray for Sataria's mission to go off without a hitch.
Pray? But if we're going to pray to the gods, aren't we just praying to you? God of Wisdom and Guardian of the Scholars?
Me? No. The truth is the true guardian of scholars. I've always believed that. Anyway, let's meet again tomorrow evening at the Adventurers Guild.
Let's wait then. That worked out surprisingly well. I forgot how late I wanted to be. 19. I don't think I need to go 2 loops, but I'm doing so anyway. Wrong way, again. I'm still not used to this city.
Catherine, we're here! Oh, you are the other Catherine, right?
That's right. I suppose I'm the other Catherine in your mind.
Can't we just call her Nahida?
Shh! We're on a secret mission tonight, so we need to protect Catherine's identity.
Yep, Paimon's right. We cannot fully rule out the chance that the meetup tonight is just a trap. If something were to happen, my existence may be the only trump card we'll be able to play. After all, the academia should still be unable to confirm the existence of my consciousness in the outside world.
Yep, exactly, just what Paimon was thinking.
I somehow doubt that.
Anyway, enough about that. Let's just make sure to be on our guard.
Speaking of which, don't you feel like something is off?
Off? What do you feel is off?
It's just a little too quiet around here.
It's the middle of the night. Of course it's quiet. You're not getting paranoid, are you?
It's 19 in the evening.
No, I think she's right. It really is a lot quieter than usual. If you look around, there seems to be fewer people on the streets. I'm not sure if this is the case for the entire city, though.
Huh. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe Sataria figured out a way to not only distract the guards, but also to get everyone to go to sleep early, just so we can exchange the documents in peace.
Yes, totally not a trap.
I also can't quite figure out why things feel a little off. But now that we're here, let's go ahead and meet her as we planned.
Well, regardless, as long as you're here with us, Paimon feels a little safer.
Can she do any Archon things while in that body? To protect us if things go awry, I mean.
Huh. There really aren't many people out right now. Let's hope it'll be this quiet in front of the academia, and that Sataria managed to distract all the guards.
The whole city seems absolutely empty. Which means I can steal stuff and money. Which I totally could do under the watchful eyes of people as well.
What are all these people doing here at this hour of the night?
Ah, the triumphant hero returns at last. And to a rather spectacular welcome. even if I do say so myself.
You're the outcast, expelled from the academia.
Indeed I am. Although these days they tend to call me the Doctor.
Why do these intro cards always lag?
If you're looking for your researcher friend, she has already been taken into confinement. With some basic caution, she could have discovered the listening device on her person. Clearly, she lacks the degree of rigor expected of a true scholar.
The people of Sumeru City. What have you done to them?
I simply made some minor adjustments to their Akasha terminals. Now they can deposit information directly into the subconscious. As you can see, all these lovely people now believe this traveler is a hero who has just saved the world. My experiment is a success. And now it seems they can no longer hold back their sheer adoration.
No, what should we do? These are all just regular people.
Leave now. You need to get out of here.
What? That guy's a Fatui Harbinger! We can't just leave you here!
Nor can I abandon the people of Sumeru. Don't worry. We'll meet again outside of the city.
I see. You appear to have overridden their mental faculties with your own consciousness. To possess such a powerful mind, you must be the god of wisdom.
Seems we may have found the villain of this country. I'm not sure. Did we learn or have confirmation about it yet? That he's also the one responsible for whatever happened to Cole? Because I'm pretty sure that is what happened.
This should be far enough. Paimon needs to catch her breath first. Is Nahida going to be okay? We only made it out because of her.
She can jump between mines. Hopefully she'll be fine. But I'm not sure. That guy was pretty terrifying.
Paimon wasn't counting on running into a new Harbinger here, let alone such a high-ranking one. That guy was number 2. So scary.
Yeah, I know he appeared in the manga, alongside Cole, but I have not read the manga yet. I'm actually planning, or I was planning to read the manga for both Genshin and Honkai on stream, but I don't know if I will have time for that.
He called himself the Doctor. Remember, Tainari told us about him. Sataria did say that someone who once got expelled from the academia came back recently. And that even the sages are wary of him. Yep, sounds like she must have been talking about the Doctor.
We underestimated the scale of this problem.
Yeah, now that the Doctor's in the picture, we're no longer just dealing with the academia. They're in cahoots with the Fatui. But what are the Fatui after this time? Another Gnosis?
They are always after their noses. We need to find a way to reunite with Nahida.
Yeah, things would be a lot easier with Nahida's help. Nahida said we'll meet again outside of the city. But we can't just keep waiting around, right?
Let's go find someone else who might be involved.
You mean...
Let's go find Tainari.
Oh, right! Wasn't he invited by the sages to work on some project when we were staying with him in the Vidia forest? That has to be the same project. Even though he turned it down at the time, he might still know something. There's no time to lose. Let's go to Gandharvaville.
Guess we're retracing our steps. Back to where it all started. I'm also realizing that I have not yet done Tainari's character story quest. Hopefully nothing will be locked behind us having completed that. Oh, hi. And bye. Please don't follow me, have some lightning. Nope.
Right now. Emerge. Right now.
Oh hey, money.
Hold it right there. A blonde-haired traveler and a floating fairy. We've got you all right. Take a look around. You've fallen right into our trap.
Are you mercenaries from the Corps of 30? Did you come here to arrest us?
Corps of 30? We're nothing like those government lapdogs who don't even get scraps for their work. We are an elite brigade that commands the highest commission rate in all of Sumeru. We're here on the orders of a client known only as the Outcast.
The Outcast? An outcast from the academia?
Sounds like the doctor.
But why wouldn't the doctor just send the Fatui after us?
Local mercenaries might have an edge over the Fatui.
Still wasting time on idle chit-chat. We'll shut you up soon enough. Get them!
You're up, traveler!
Well, I much prefer fighting Eremites over the Fatui.
I'm always watching. Right now. Emerge. Right now. Right here. Right now. Right here.
It isn't over yet! Here comes reinforcements!
Emerge. Right here. Nothing lasts forever. Emerge. Right here. Right now.
That was pretty rough. Is that what elite mercenaries are like?
It probably won't be long before we see more of them.
Yeah, looks like we'll have to keep our guards up. But this doctor guy seems like a pretty tough opponent. He knew exactly where to set up an ambush. Did he predict that we would try to find Tainari? Going up against smart people is tough. Anyway, let's keep going.
Going up against smart people is tough, especially if you're a Paimon. That's not Tainari.
It's the Traveler and Paimon. What are you two doing back here? Kale! It's nice to see you again. Are you doing alright? To be honest, I'm not doing too well. My Elazar has been progressing at a faster rate lately. I'm finding it harder to complete more intricate tasks.
Let's not tell her about who's here.
As a result, Master Tainari is taking me off the patrol schedule. He will only allow me to stay here and coordinate other people's tasks. Oh, Kale!
Seems that curing Irminsul is our only chance.
Speaking of Tainari, did he go off on patrol? We're here to talk to him. Oh, Master Tainari? He just left the Avidia Forest a little while ago. He was headed to Party's DI. He left? What? Isn't Tainari always saying that he never wants to leave the Avidia Forest? He even turned down the Sage's invitation. I thought it was weird too. Master Tainari always prioritizes his work as a forest watcher above everything. He almost never leaves his post. He left in a hurry this time, though.
You didn't give a reason?
No, I only found out that he left through a message he left behind. He also made sure to delegate all his tasks using a schedule. To leave in such a hurry? I'd guess he had something urgent to take care of. Master Tainari originally studied in the Amorta Darshan of the Academia, and Partis DI is something like the Amorta's research base. Many rare shrubs and grasses have been planted there for research. I know that before he became a forest watcher, Master Tainari once spent a long time conducting research at Partis DI. A research base, huh? Gotta wonder what kind of research Tainari just decided to work on all of a sudden. Oh, we don't have a lot of time, so let's go look for him at Party's DI.
Have we been there before? Don't push yourself too hard, Kale.
Don't worry. I'm fine. I'm used to living with Elazar by now. If you run into Master Tainari, please send him my regards. Got it. Will do. See you later, Kale.
Go to Partis DI, which is far that away. No, it is indeed one of the few places that I have not gotten the teleport point at yet. So let's go to the closest by one. He's researching which shrubs are the tastiest. Surely, that is important. So this place, Partis DI. I think we've come by here before and I said to not enter it, as it might possibly be story relevant. And it turned out to be correct. Can I get the teleport point before story catches me? Yes. Also, that looks like Catherine. Can even get the viewpoint before Catherine. The Garden of Deep Thought. It's a nice building.
Wait! Look who it is!
Nahida.
Thank goodness you're okay. We were so worried about you.
You are Nahida, right?
Hey, this was supposed to be a touching reunion, but you're ruining the moment. Actually,
It's very smart of the Traveler to be wary of me right now. After all, the Doctor has shown that his technology can apparently even control human minds. Plus, it's not like you could have known what happened after we split up and I was facing the Doctor by myself. Even a pool of stagnant water after a torrential storm can occasionally pass as a patch of sky.
Paimon feels like only the real Nahida could come up with such an obscure analogy.
I believe you.
Huh? But I wasn't trying to win your trust or anything. All I wanted was to clarify my point.
Well, we understand that point now. Please, Nahida, tell us more about what happened. Are those poor people all right?
When you left, I was still in the middle of restoring everyone's minds. Thankfully, when the Doctor mentioned depositing information into the subconscious, he didn't mean engraving information into their minds. Instead, he did something closer to creating hallucinations. That was still within my power to fix. Luckily, I managed to finish my restorations and mind jump away from him just as he was about to capture me.
Whew. What a relief. The Doctor sure pulled out some hidden cards, but good thing we had Nahida with us.
But if you just mind jumped out, why and how are you still in Catherine's body? And managed to drag it all the way here?
I wouldn't be relieved just yet. I gave away my true identity when I restored everyone's minds, which means we've lost another one of our trump cards. Also, the Doctor is already an expert at modifying Akasha terminals. Maybe it's only a matter of time until he captures my consciousness inside the Akasha.
Would that mean you'd no longer be able to jump between minds? Then how do we stop him? He's still at the Academia, so it's possible he already started messing with the Akasha.
You need to hurry. Our position will only get worse with time.
Ugh. It feels like he's toying with us. What a nasty piece of work. Plus, the Doctor's combat ability alone is apparently enough to make him worthy of being number 2 of the Fatui.
We shouldn't give up hope just yet. Let's try to find another way to attack this problem.
Actually, Nahida, how did you know we were trying to get to Party's Thei? Have you been waiting for us?
Yes, I have. I can see the Traveler's elemental energy, so I deduced your destination by looking at the direction you were moving in. You didn't come here for sightseeing, right? Did you find any leads?
We're looking for a scholar we know. His name is Tainari, and the sages once tried to reach out to him. Why don't you come inside with us and see what we can find?
Okay, let's just hope we won't get him into trouble.
Oh, we will. Because they are rare? No, probably because they are poisonous. Well, thanks for doing your job.
That's my original projections.
So many resumes are sent in every day, only for me to find none that can be used. What's the point? You mean... The Academia welcomes talent from all walks of life. After all, the talented are best known by the want of them. But some co-workers of mine are rash to recommend everyone. My desk is now inundated with piles of resumes. With all due respect, most of them are just garbage. The more imbeciles we take in, the more stupid things we'll have to deal with every day. It threatens our efficiency. I don't know what's on their mind. No one and even one can be used. I'm not saying that there is not a single capable candidate, but it's so rare. As for students who graduate from the academia, they may not have working experience, but they have developed good research habits and attitude in years of study. We should give our own students more chances instead of recruiting untrustworthy outsiders with fake reputations.
I wish they'd recommend some people with actual competence for once. Traveler? It is you!
You look familiar. And your name looks familiar too.
Ah! The voice! It's Hypatia!
Long time no see.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise! It's so nice to see the two of you again.
I don't remember the context in which we met you.
Who's this?
She's a scholar we met in the Avidia Forest. When we last saw each other, she was still training in the...
Oh
what's it
right,
called?
her.
Satyavada life?
Right. Yes, she was meditating.
Oh, I see.
That's right, we're old friends. You've come at just the right time. Ever since I've come here, hardly anyone has even talked to me.
Hypatia, you're way too excited about this. Actually, for you to leave the Avidia Forest means... you're not in training anymore? Wait, no. Did you already finish your training and reach Paripurna life?
What do you think? My consciousness has already managed to make contact with the divine.
Mm.
You did it! Congratulations!
Nahida does not seem impressed or worried. But you're truly amazing!
It's so exhilarating to share this sublime joy with others at long last! When my consciousness made contact with the gods, what a supreme and unparalleled experience that was!
Yeah, I'm not so sure.
That sounds incredible!
Actually, we're here for Tainari.
Oh, all right. Actually, please wait. I haven't forgotten my promise to you. Remember? I promised to help you understand what you saw from Irminsul once I gained deeper insights. My current self has not only gained true insight, but I can even help you establish a direct connection to the consciousness of the divine.
You can do that?
Do you believe her, Nahida? Should we really call her Nahida in front of another person?
I've never heard of anything like that, but if you want to give it a try, I'll do my best to protect your consciousness during the process.
Hold on. I brought some Spirit-born ale with me. This is still a crucial part of the ceremony.
But I guess Hypatia does not care about that name.
We're using that incense again?
All right now. Hold my hand. I'll help you establish a pathway to connect your consciousness.
Why do I not trust this?
Okay.
Ready?
I'm not sure if I am.
It took 3 betrayals for me to finally understand. The world is just an elaborate tapestry of lies. My fury will never be quelled.
I don't trust it.
The first to betray me was a god. My creator. My mother. Valuing strength above all, she saw no worth in me and I was discarded. The second was a human. My family. My friend.
Consumed by fear, he saw me as an abomination. The third was one exactly like me. A hope for the future. A fledgling barely out of the nest. Powerless before his mortality, he broke his promise to me. Humans, they can't be trusted. And the gods fill me with pure loathing. So I said good riddance. I denounced the world and laughed in its face. My chest will never again be defiled by worldly filth. I will scrub away every last trace of human emotion. Then it will be empty, a blank slate, and ready to receive a supreme gnosis, brimming with pure divinity. There is no need to fear. The pain will be brief. Your era is coming to an end.
This is neither the Greater Lord's consciousness, nor King Deshret's consciousness.
Did we actually just see the Balladier's memories? Everything matches what we know about him. But how is he connected to the divine consciousness that Hypatia was talking about?
Possibly because the divine consciousness she's talking about is something the Fatui have done. Just like Satori did with the people of Sumeru City.
You saw it, right? You felt it, right? Such a majestic god! Such a noble will! Such sublime emotion!
Well, she's lost.
Alas, shame. If only... If only that which beats within my chest wasn't a filthy mortal heart. Oh, great and merciful God, please grant me forgiveness and salvation.
Do you understand now? I'm afraid this is no Puripurna life, but rather...
Wake up, Hypatia.
You... Why are you so mean to me? Why is everyone hiding from me? I found divine wisdom. Shouldn't I receive praise and honor? Haven't I uncovered that light in the darkness?
Hypatia?
That's how I always thought everything should be. Wait. Have I already lost my mind?
Yes.
Wait, something isn't right.
Getting the strong feeling we're dealing with two Fatui Harbingers here in Sumeru.
Okay, we finally lost him. Are you okay, Nahida? Wait, no. Something feels different. You're back!
Did I switch places with Nahida for a second?
Oh, the Traveler's back?
It's me. What just happened?
Nahida was controlling your body for a while. It seemed like she jumped over to you as an emergency measure right before the Catherine puppet was destroyed. After that, Tainari heard the commotion and came over. He helped us defeat the mercenaries and then he ran with us all the way here.
This time she didn't just transfer her mind to my body. Our minds swapped places.
What? You swapped places? You mean your consciousness also went into Nahida's body? Wait, then where is Nahida's consciousness? Where is she now?
I never imagined that an individual's consciousness could be transferred around like this. Had I not seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it. I don't think this can be achieved with current human technology. Also, while we were running, the consciousness in your body told me to pass on a message. She said, "The doctor has found a way to trap my consciousness, so I can't journey with you anymore."
Rip.
But even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Oh no! Nahida's trapped in the sanctuary of Surasthana for good this time. Was that message all she left for us? It's pretty vague.
Then a code that only we know. We can't let the doctor figure out what we're up to.
Oh, that makes sense. Since the doctor captured her, she won't be able to say anything without him knowing. She's being extra careful. Even in a moonless night, a shower of starlight can still drown out illusions and lies.
Follow the star.
Huh. Paimon knows the moon illusions and lies are from the alchemical divination at the Sub-Zero's festival. Didn't Nahida use a starlight analogy before? It had something to do with Sataria.
The moon refers to Nahida herself. Starlight refers to the people of the desert. Illusions and lies refer to the Academia's plans.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. Huh. Do you think Nahida was telling us to go find help in the desert?
I guess so.
But she isn't with us anymore. Think we'll be okay?
Paimon, you said Sanctuary of Surasthana. Does this mean that this Nahida you're talking about, the consciousness who is occupying the Traveler's body, is the Dendro Archon?
I guess people don't really know her by that name.
Your guess is correct, but the situation's a bit complicated, so it's really hard for us to explain right now.
That's all right. A scholar's curiosity doesn't need to be appeased right away. As for the complicated nature of the situation, safe to say I have witnessed that for myself. I've spent some time with you, and it looks like the Dendro Archon's also on your side, so I trust you.
Thank you, Tainari. Oh, actually, we came here to ask you a question. What do you know about the project that the sages have been working on?
Ah, that. While I was indeed invited to join that project, the sages were always secretive about its scope and goals, so I eventually declined. All I know is that that project has something to do with the restoration of Irminsul.
I think I know what the project is about. I just received some new intel.
Huh? Did you see something when you were in Nahida's body?
The Academia is turning the Balladeer into a god.
Do you have any evidence?
I saw a nascent god under construction. Hypatia also showed us a so-called divine consciousness.
So that's what happened. That explains why Hypatia's symptoms were different from those of the other scholars who went mad. It's because she made contact with the consciousness of a new god who is still in the process of being born.
Tighnari, did you leave the Avidia Forest because of Hypatia?
I did. I noticed Hypatia's mental anomalies, but since her symptoms were rather atypical, I secretly took her to Pardes Dii and began searching for a way to return her to her normal self. If I didn't take action, Hypatia would have already been taken by the Matra to the desert, doomed to a life of exile at Aru village. Now that you mention it, I knew the Academia has never thought particularly highly of Lesser Lord Kusanali, but I still didn't expect them to do something as arrogant as creating a new god. Looks like I made the right decision by not accepting their invitation.
The Fatui may have fanned the flames.
The Doctor and the Balladeer. We have 2 Fatui Harbingers in Sumeru. Sounds like we're in for a bad time. From your description, I don't think they've completed their project. There may still be room for us to intervene. But then, what is the connection between creating a new god and restoring Irminsul?
Maybe also create a new Irminsul.
Yeah, it feels like we're still nowhere close to figuring out the Sage's goals.
Let's head to the desert for now.
Right. We've pretty much gone over everything we need to know, so we should head out. How about you, Tighnari? What are you going to do?
I'll stay here for now. I still want to try a few more things to help Hypatia. If you're planning to go into the desert, start by heading for Caravan Rabat. That'll be your fastest route. Come find me here if there's anything else I can do to help. May the spirit of wisdom go with you.
I think we've been there. I think that's the village close to the desert we found once.
Thanks, Tighnari. Hopefully Hypatia will feel better soon. We're off then.
The 4 at loggerheads. Go to Caravan Rabat. Yes, indeed. That is that city by the desert. I'm taking the farther away teleport point. Just so we can see it as we approach. And in that way have a more natural introduction to the area.
Are so, ergo they are such.
Wise words.
to Caravan Rebot. It's pretty lively here. So, just past this wall is the desert, huh? Oh, wow. Paimon remembers hearing people call this the Wall of Samiel. It's made to block sandstorms from the outside. Oh, if it's this tall, it's gotta be the divine work of Greater Lord Rukkhadevata, right?
It is indeed quite impressive.
Enough gawking. Come on, follow me.
Oh, hi!
Huh?
Alhaitham? Where did he come from?
Over here.
Alhaitham went that way! Let's hurry up and follow him. Wonder what he's up to.
Don't miss out!
Let's go check it out.
Seems we're being followed.
What the? Where did she go? How did we lose them? They were just here a second ago.
More Eremite mercenaries? Who are they working for this time? Anyway, Traveler, it seems like we were being followed again.
You were too careless. You should have noticed those hopeless amateurs trailing you a long time ago.
Thanks, Alhaitham. Couldn't have shaken them without you.
There's no need to thank me. I've never cared to keep track of personal favors.
I mean, we could have also just beaten them up.
All I did was correct a mistake I happened to come across. It's a habit I developed at the academia.
You really gave Paimon a scare, Alhaitham. We never thought we'd run into you here. Last time we met at Port Ormos, didn't you say you were going back to the academia? Wait, don't tell Paimon that you're here to take us back on their orders.
Oh, so you've already landed yourselves on the academia's hit list. I can't say that I didn't expect it. However, had I wished to turn you over to the academia, don't you think you'd already be the Eremites' honored guests by now?
Oh, right. You do have a point.
Did you participate in the Sage's big project?
I have no interest in running errands for that project. As a scholar, I've always belonged to the camp that promotes researcher autonomy. And these days, you're more fascinating than anything the Sages can offer.
So, you were actually looking for me?
Not quite. To tell you the truth, I'm still investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Unfortunately, I've run into some difficulties. Everyone says the capsule originated in the desert and was eventually moved to Port Ormos. If I am to get to the bottom of this, I must understand how the capsule first came to be. Which brings me back to you, and why you're so interesting. The leader of Ain al-Ahmar used the Divine Knowledge Capsule right in front of you, and upon seeing him, your expression became perplexed, and you were lost in thought for quite some time. To have that kind of reaction, I think you must have realized something. Are you interested at all in sharing what you've been hiding from me?
Must be because I was so shocked to hear those words again. World, forget me.
Alhaitham, you really have a ridiculous eye for detail. What kind of person even notices or remembers stuff like that?
The situation is a little complicated. Can't share what I know just yet.
So that's your answer. Well, I do work for the academia after all. So considering that, it is indeed wise to keep your cards close to your chest. But that does prove you do have some undisclosed information about the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Am I right? No matter. Rather than simply learning the answers from you, I'd still prefer to investigate on my own. Speaking of, you two are also headed to the desert?
Nah, just sightseeing here in this little place.
That's right! We have the same plan as you! But we don't really have any concrete goals at the moment.
Then I'd suggest starting with Aru Village. It's the largest settlement in the desert, so it'll probably have more resources and intel than anywhere else. Well, would you like to head there together?
Sounds good.
It's always better to travel with someone you know. Let's go!
Wonder how deep into the desert that is. Go to Aru Village. Let's look at how big the desert actually is. Essentially doubling Sumeru's size, I guess. Maybe a little less. And it's not that deep into the desert, but I guess we're having a little walk. Oh no, sand! Oh my. Nice sand effects. I guess they'll have to find some way to make a vast expanse of brown interesting and beautiful. I hope Collet does not just wilt as soon as we enter. Beyond the wall. Oh, hi, Desert Fox. Goodbye. Thanks, Seely, for leading us to mushrooms, question mark? Guess this is the fire variant of mushroom.
Emerge, right here.
Yes, or fungal spores and nucleuses.
Well, what do we have here?
Anyways, as you may expect by entering the desert, we are in high chances of distraction area. I'll try not to get too distracted and maybe do a big exploration video again.
Right here.
Allow me! Jumpy, jumpy, go!
That tingle?
Emerge, right now.
Go on, open it up. Show me what's inside.
Yeah, I know there's still more to Sumeru. Probably somewhere up here. Especially this part is very suspicious. But it's doubling the current size of Sumeru is what I'm meaning. There's still these things. Good to know. Refugee shelters.
Don't tell me that's everything.
Sure is a desert. Land of Lower Satek. Do I have any oculi now?
Before us lies Aru Village, the safe haven of the desert folk.
Whoa, this landscape is really something else. What a cool place! Let's go check it out!
Unless my memory fails me, we have barely spoken 2 words to each other before now at the Academia. Would you care to enlighten me as to when and how I invited the General Mahamatra's wrath?
No matter where we go today, we keep getting beaten up. Hi, Desert Razor.
Oh, Hatham. Do not think you can escape my judgment, just because you managed to escape my attack.
Judgment? So that's how you'd characterize your actions here, is it? Or would elimination perhaps be a more accurate description?
Had I used my full strength, not even this traveler would have been able to stop me. Though styled like an assassination, I sought only to ensure that my target would be unable to flee or resist. Standard practice for the Matra, as well you know.
Seemed to me more like your own personal touch.
Who is that, Alhaitham? Did you call him General Mahamatra?
Yes. General Mahamatra Sino, head of all the Matra at the Academia. He's a formidable hunter, and the ultimate nightmare for any who have committed academic crimes.
You seem to have placed a lot of trust in Alhaitham, to the point of blocking an attack for him. If I were you, I'd never choose to side with him. I wouldn't believe a single word that comes out of his mouth.
Desert Razor, because he's also Electro, like the other dog we met.
I have been pursuing this scribe for a long time. I urge you, stand back and do not seek to defend him any longer. Otherwise, there will be consequences.
I don't trust him as much as you seem to think. But that doesn't mean I'm going to stand by and do nothing.
Has Alhaitham done something wrong? Hyman doesn't think he's as bad as you've made him out to be.
I won't waste my breath explaining things. Alhaitham, I saw it during our fight.
Are your ears real though? Or is that part of your head?
Take it out. The divine knowledge capsule you're hiding on your person. Unless you want me to retrieve it for myself.
He does have real human ears, but what does that even mean at this point?
Very perceptive of you. Nothing escapes a Matra's senses.
Wait! The Divine Knowledge Capsule? Didn't it fall into the Matra's hands in Port Ormos?
So it did lie to us.
No wonder you speak with such confidence, Sino. But I must admit, I'm very curious. What does this capsule mean to you? And why, as General Mahamatra of the Academia, are you all alone in the desert? As far as I'm aware, the other Matra have been speculating about your disappearance. Have you been given a mission that's, let's say, morally dubious? If I was the real target of your mission, what was stopping you from simply using your authority and resources to judge me within the walls of the Academia?
Is it a mission from the sages?
I should have known you'd be difficult to deal with.
You two! Ugh! What you would do, Traveler? Paimon feels like we can't trust either of them!
Ahem. Well, look at you two, acting all tough and self-righteous over there.
Speaking of questionable anomalies.
Wait, Dia? Great! Finally, someone that we can trust! You gotta help us out here, otherwise these two are gonna start fighting again!
Yeah, sure looks that way. Two giants from the Academia duking it out once and for all. Not something you get to see every day, that's for sure. Listen, I know you academic types love to fill up your big brains with self-righteous morality and lord your empty rules and virtues over each other. But how dare you bring your petty disputes into the safe haven of Aru Village? It seems like someone's gonna have to beat some sense into your thick skulls until you finally learn to respect these grounds.
Neither of them can afford to be distracted by Dea. They are still looking for an opportunity to an attack.
Hey, did either of you hear a word I just said?
Even the wind is trying to communicate.
Whoa, what's going on? The wind's so strong! Is this a sandstorm? Paimon's gonna get blown away!
Another sandstorm? What's up with these recently?
Hey! All of you, over here, quickly! We have to take cover!
Someone's calling for us! Oh, this wind is too strong! Let's get over there!
That sounded like Candace. Come on, you two. Jeez, are all of you Academia folks such hard work? Move it!
All right, stop yelling.
Oh, is that the first time we are seeing the Dendro loading screen? 2.0. It doesn't have the Dendro symbol though. Come take a seat, Sino. There's an open spot. Right by Alhaitham.
Well, this is pretty awkward. Hey, wanna play sardines with 3 people who wanna tear each other limb from limb? Sure, why not? Sounds fun. The air is so thick and heavy. Paimon can hardly keep floating anymore.
My sincere apologies, everyone. This is the home of our village chief. I will have to ask you to make do with this small room until the sandstorm dies down. Please, let me introduce myself. I am Candace, protector of Aru village.
Hello, Candace.
Our savior has come at last! Nice to meet you, Candace. The name's Paimon. Thank you so much for helping us.
You have my gratitude for breaking the tense atmosphere of this room.
There's no need to thank me. It's only right to help each other when the weather gets rough.
Wow, she's so gentle and caring, like a nice older sister. Unlike those guys over there.
All right. Now that we're all better acquainted, we should return to the topic at hand.
Hydro.
As a guardian charged with the responsibility to protect my fellow villagers from harm, I was observing your conflict from afar, even before the sandstorm started. And now that you have set foot within our village itself, it is all the more my responsibility to make absolutely sure that you pose no threat whatsoever to us. So please, have an honest and sincere conversation with one another, and put your hostile feelings to rest. If anyone dares to start anything again while they are under this roof, I will not hesitate to send them out for some quality time with the creatures of the sandstorm.
Oh, on second thought, Paimon may have misjudged Candace's character.
And that goes for you too, Miss Dia.
You say that the ankh on the neck is what makes this an Egypt-inspired place, but we have Sino, who just looks like Anubis.
Do I make myself clear?
All right, we got it, Candace.
That's what I like to hear. So, which of you will begin?
I was supposed to be a mediator, but I might have gotten a little too involved just now. Anyway, one of those two should probably start talking.
Wait, that was you trying to be a mediator?
She tried her best, okay? If she had her old greatsword, she'd have been a better mediator.
I have nothing to hide, so there's no shame in explaining myself. While Al-Haytham wasn't wrong about the other Matra not knowing my whereabouts, it's not because I've been assigned a morally dubious mission. Rather, I've chosen to exile myself.
Huh? Exile yourself?
A little while ago, I discovered that there was data missing in the Academia's project planning and development files. What little they did report clearly did not match the project's actual progress. As General Mahamatra, I had the responsibility and authority to request an audit. However, to my surprise, the person responsible for the erroneous data was none other than Grand Sage Azar himself. I tried to investigate the issue myself before submitting a formal audit request, but I soon found that all leads and potential pieces of incriminating evidence were carefully concealed from me. I began to realize that they were cautious of me from the very beginning. Unsurprisingly, the Grand Sage rejected my audit request as soon as the submission reached his desk. He even said to me, "The power of the General Mahamatra is granted by the sages. You have no right to judge us."
So they really are up to no good.
What a surprise.
I realized then that to the Grand Sage, the Matra are nothing more than tools for the sages to assert and maintain their control over knowledge. The vows that we took, the principles that we strive to uphold, they are meaningless to the academia of today.
So you then decided to exile yourself?
I believed it would be wise to flee the academia before the sages had a chance to take action against me. This way, they can no longer see nor predict my actions. I will never give up on this investigation. There's no need for someone else to give me power or authority. Once I find the truth, I will administer judgment by my own name.
Sino seems to have the same goal as us. We're all investigating the sages. Plus, now that he's no longer the General Mahamatra, he somehow feels a lot less scary.
It's still too early to trust him completely. What if that whole story was just made up?
Well, Sino, if that's your story, then why did you see Alhaitham as a target?
When I was investigating the matter in the academia, I overheard a conversation between Alhaitham and a sage. The sages asked you to investigate a blonde-haired traveler. Do you dispute this, Alhaitham?
What?
Like many parts of the project, this assignment was undocumented. Now throw in your suspicious behavior with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, and I think we deserve an explanation.
The sages were watching me from the very beginning.
Yes. I was indeed tasked with investigating the Traveler.
Alhaitham!
After all, the promised reward was so great that hardly any scholar could have refused. The sage told me, once you've completed this assignment, I can give you a glimpse of divine knowledge.
A most enticing offer.
Unfortunately, those academics don't know me at all. Their words contained one key piece of information, namely that divine knowledge indeed exists. That gave me all I needed to know. From my perspective, the sages are far from trustworthy. Think about it. Isn't it a little strange they're so willing to share divine knowledge with anyone, even as a reward? So, I began my own investigation following the lead of the Divine Knowledge Capsule. In the end, I realized my wisdom in committing to this rather than collaborating with the sages. Had I been less guarded, I probably would have ended up like that Ain al-Ahmar mercenary, incapable of remaining sane for long enough to hold a conversation.
You mean that the sages originally planned to dispose of you, using one of those capsules that drive people insane?
What about your encounter with me? Did you join forces with me just so you could investigate me?
I'd already given up on the assignment by then. I only told the academia I was waiting in Port Ormos for you to appear so they wouldn't suspect anything. So it came as quite a surprise when I encountered my erstwhile target while investigating the Divine Knowledge Capsule.
Criminals do love to talk about coincidences.
Even though I ran into the Traveler by chance, I had no intention of providing assistance to the academia. Also, you should remember, you were the ones who decided to follow me and strike up a conversation after I left that tavern.
Now that you mention it, things did go like that. Is that enough to prove his innocence?
That's true. Alhaitham helped us out at Caravan Rebat as well. Maybe he's telling the truth.
Or maybe he's trying very hard to make us believe he's telling the truth.
I'm willing to apologize if that's worth anything to you. I took the Divine Knowledge Capsule behind your back because I judged its existence to be a significant risk. I felt that it would be best for no one to interact with it before it had been properly studied. After all, curiosity often proves to be the most dangerous thing in this land.
You should be well aware, Scribe Alhaitham, that curiosity can also lead you to danger and suspicion. Answer me this. Did the sages share any information about their project with you?
Have I not made myself clear? You and I are both distrusted by the academia. Do you really think they would tell me anything?
Fine. Although you haven't completely proven your innocence, I won't regard you as an enemy, for now.
As you wish.
But we are still not friends.
Good. I'm glad to see you two clearing up your misunderstandings. And now you, Dia. I believe it's your turn.
Oh, sorry. Whatever the boys were talking about must have been so boring that I spaced out. My situation is pretty straightforward. My employer, Dunyarzad of the Homayani family, is friends with the Traveler and is currently recovering from her illness at home. I had nothing going on, so I decided to return to Aru Village for a visit. I was actually looking forward to a pretty exciting time getting back together with everyone here. But then I saw these two random guys in the middle of a pointless argument. It ticked me off, and things went downhill from there.
Is that all? Well, I will admit that definitely sounds like your style. In that case, welcome back, Dia.
That's more like it. I missed you all so much, Candace.
Raul also missed us.
Whoa! What was that sound?
No need to worry. Now that you're no longer at each other's throats, please make yourselves at home. I'll take a quick trip outside to clear out some of those creatures in the sandstorm.
Creatures? In the sandstorm? Are you sure you don't want some backup?
Probably just some mushrooms.
Fighting in a sandstorm is not for the faint-hearted. Anyone without extensive training in these conditions is at a disadvantage. You needn't worry.
Yeah, just leave him to Candace. Don't worry, she's as tough as they come.
The winds died down. That means the sandstorm's over, right? Candace still isn't back yet, though. Is she alright? Maybe we should go out and check on her.
When you put it that way, even I'm starting to feel a little worried. All right, let's go. We've been here long enough, and the boys are as chatty as the floor.
Go check out this place. Guess we're in some tavern-like place again. Or the village chief's house. Okay, that also works. Oh hey, my favorite, a teleport point. I mean, it's not really the most necessary, considering there's a statue of the Seven right over there. Cats. I'm assuming that Oculus on the map is on top of these rocks somewhere. More of. Did I miss one? That's not one. Usually they're unspaced out, so I guess I missed one somewhere. F. Was at the start. Yeah, I had a feeling. Dang it. Barely didn't catch that. Dog and Chabari. You are Bonifats. Wow, so many quests around. Yeah, our clothes kinda don't match any place in this world. Yeah, your name sure is not this place, Ian. Yeah, I had a feeling you are German. Freedom! Go with the wind, like those sandstorms over there. Lead the wind, let the wind lead. But none come here. Oh no, he is with the Academia. Let's kill him. Nachtigall is definitely also a German name. Astra Abyssosque. Yes, much celebrated. Everyone loves me. Yes, Boniface, you are very correct. You are indeed a distraction. We'll do it for the Mora. Cyrus? Oh, okay. Does the actual Cyrus know about this? We're not doing this. This is a big one again. It has a title card and everything. This is probably as long and winded as the Aranarara quest. I mean, we're gonna do it, but we're not doing it now. Sabak. Rose, oh rose, grant me a wish. Blooming from a stone, the golden rose sang to me. She sang. That's a local Sumeru folk song called The Singing Rose, right? It's such a cute song. Paimon, how do you know? Too bad the boy ran off halfway through. Paimon would have loved to hear the whole thing and say hi to him. You must be new here. First time in our village? Yes. No wonder you've never heard of that folk song. Well then, are you scholars looking to study abroad in Sumeru? I know that there are many foreign scholars in the academia. We do know a lot of scholars, but we aren't quite like them ourselves. Technically, we're adventurers, the glorious world-trotting duo, Paimon and Li Huan. World-trotting. Haha. What's so funny? We are super famous adventurers, believe it or not. No, I wasn't mocking you, friends from far away. Just the opposite. It's a delight to hear uplifting stories like people traveling the world. When you're as detached from the world as I am, such enthusiastic remarks can really catch you off guard. I'm sorry if I offended you. My name is Sabah. I offer you my apologies as well as my welcome to the village. Ah yes. We were talking about the Rose folk song that Siat was singing. Correct. We can talk more about it if you're interested. I hope it will liven up your journey. Are you going to sing? Ah, Saba. I was dying to hear the rest of it. Sorry, I'm not good at singing, but we can discuss what the song is about. Sure, so that kid sang about the rose granting wishes. Yes, in a tiny village like ours, we don't have a big antheneum like they do at academia. All our songs are passed down orally. Arphium? I don't know. I don't know this word. It's my belief that the wish-granting flower in the song represents the collective imagination of our ancestors. In a harsh environment like the desert, water is an extremely vital resource, so the prized water-storing plants. So the more adverse the terrain, the more stories there are about plants. It's a reflection of our ancestors' yearning for a better life. You feel like they tried to come up with Arabic names, but ended up sounding weird. Maybe. I mean, academia is also weirdly written, I guess. Athena. Well, how do I say E-U-M? Eum? Athena-eum? I don't know. At the same time, plants are also part of the symbolic relationship between our ancestors and the flora and fauna of the desert. However, Aru is built on sand, and the soil here is actually not suitable for the cultivation of Sumeru roses. Sumeru roses I planted could never grow, so if you ask me, the golden rose in the song must have been a product of people's imagination. Hold on. Someone can't keep up anymore. Also, instead of trying to teach me how to say the word, I'd prefer an explanation of what it means, actually. Is this what you usually talk with people about, Miss Saba? Ah, I'm sorry. I thought since you were new here, you'd prefer such topics over farming or the weather. Someone got lost somewhere between symbiotic relationships and the collective imagination, but don't worry, Paimon understood that last sentence. You said that the land here isn't suitable for Sumeru roses, right? We've also only seen them in places with moist soil. Well, this place is mostly sand, after all. Speaking of roses, I was thinking that since you two are adventurers, perhaps I can hire you to... Now we're talking. We're battle-hardened adventurers. We can do any job, no problem. So, what can we help you with? I know it's ridiculous to want roses that don't belong here to bloom, but regardless, I still want to see them. I'm embarrassed to even say it, but that is my wish. Based on what I know about roses, they will grow if fertilized with highly concentrated dendro, even if you grow them in sand. Well, it's near impossible to get such fertilizer out here, so I'm wondering if you may be able to get your hands on some. Dendro? Yes, dendro promotes plant growth and works especially well on poor crops. But I'm just a normal person without a dendro vision, and I lack the resources to obtain effective fertilizer. If it's just dendro you want, this is pretty easy. We got this. We gotta help her. For the rose's sake. But first, what is an Amphion? Athenaeum. A building or room in which books, periodicals and newspapers are kept, for use or a literary or scientific association. Which makes sense because Athena was the goddess of wisdom. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense in context. Also, can I just do that? And hit them all? No, because the boomerang has a very weird angle. Can you wield dendro? Are you someone with a vision? I haven't met anyone like that in a long time. What a nostalgic feeling. It should be fine now, right, Miss Saba? That's right, it should sprout soon if powered by dendro. Let's just wait for a while. Gradually, sprouts begin peeking out of the soil. They stop growing after sprouting a few leaves. They're sprouting. Paimon knew you could just do about anything, Li Huan. The results were immediate, as I thought. Thank you. Too bad there are no flowers yet. Oh, that's normal. You can't rush such things. Plants have to go through stages of growth. You were able to make them sprout is already quite amazing. Give the roses some more time in the nourishment. It will be better for them as well. I'm very grateful to you as it is. I shouldn't wish to bother you further. No more distractions. Just drop by and see them in your spare time. That would be enough. Is this a thing where I have to wait 24 hours? Red crest. I wanted to try that run again, but I don't know where it started. And this Sealy is dangerous, but making me fall.
Wow, this is so lucky. Yep.
Ah, there it is. How to easiest get there? Can I just do this and not fall? I would appreciate if this works. Was this the one I missed? The one I just picked up? Yes, it was. Because this is a...
Glad there weren't any poisonous mushrooms inside.
Aru is from Egyptian mythology and refers to a paradise. Yeah, I was pretty sure that the actual town names, like Abju and Aru and Dar al-Shifa and things like that, were actual African terms. But just things like academia and I don't know what else feel weird and arbitrary. Also wolves that don't exist.
Whew. Candace, you're still fighting? You've been out here dealing with these creatures the entire time?
Yes. They just keep coming in waves. I've lost count of how many I've defeated. Before I realized it, even the sandstorm had stopped.
Not only is she really strong, her stamina is also something else.
Here comes another wave!
Leave this round to us. I got interrupted earlier, but now I have something to take my anger out on.
It's been quite a while since I've seen the Flame Mane in action. I'll leave these to you then.
I'll be sure to put on a good show. Let's go!
I was half expecting her to be a teammate again. Also, that Bonifat story is helping in the back. Is happening in the background.
Right here, right now, right here.
Guess that's also in this direction.
Here comes another wave! When are they ever gonna let up? kept appearing. Was that the last of them?
What we fought just now was probably the aftermath of the sandstorm. So we should be safe for the time being.
I haven't tweaked my OBS, no. But I did tweak the game a bit ago.
Well fought, everyone. No injuries, I hope.
When I was talking about making it better. Maybe it took a bit to take effect.
Huh? Who are you?
Ah, my apologies. I haven't had a chance to greet you yet. I had my hands full taking care of the village's elderly and children. I am the chief of Aru village. Everyone usually calls me Uncle Anpu.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Sir, I am also originally from the desert, but I have not been back for some time now. May I ask if such sandstorms are common?
I can't say they've always been common, but recently the storms have become increasingly severe and frequent. Besides sandstorms, we also occasionally get earthquakes. According to an investigator who stayed in the village a while ago, these unusual natural phenomena are related to the withering of Irminsul.
Another effect of Irminsul's withering. So, Irminsul's withering causes withering zones in the forest, and sandstorms and earthquakes here in the desert?
Everything in the natural world is inextricably connected to Irminsul. These regional symptoms can indeed be a reflection of Irminsul's present state.
Everyone in Aru village needs to take good care of themselves. Speaking of which, why haven't I seen a single village keeper since I got here?
Village keeper? Who are they? Village guards like Candace?
Does your curiosity know no bounds? Village Keeper is how Aru village refers to mad scholars exiled here by the academia. Most of them are scholars who lost their sanity after a period of training in the Avidia forest. The academia believes that their crazed mutterings may have a negative effect on the psyches of other scholars. So, they're forcibly exiled to the desert. Though if you ask me, it's all a boatload of nonsense.
Tanari brought this up before. Hypatia was also nearly exiled to the desert.
Alas, that's exactly what we've been trying to investigate. One by one, the village keepers have been mysteriously disappearing without a trace. But no one in the village has ever seen them leave. If you're planning to stay around the village for the next few days, I'd appreciate it if you could keep an eye out for them.
I've had encounters with those people in the past. I'll see what I can do to help.
The Matra are the ones responsible for their exile. Now that you're no longer with them, are you trying to alleviate your guilt and atone for your past sins? I'm fascinated by how you think.
Mock me if you will. But if you are guilty, I will eliminate you, regardless of my position or identity.
Oh, you're the former General Mahamatra. You must be an expert in these kinds of investigations. Thank you for your help.
I'll help too.
Is it because you're reminded of Hypatia? Oh, these poor scholars. First they lose their sanity, now this! We need to help get them back home, safe and sound. But, is it really a good idea to tag along with Sino? You seem like you really don't trust him.
That's when this is a great opportunity to watch him. Also, it will be fine. They and the others are here too.
I'll be grateful for the assistance. No doubt you will do a better job than some of my former subordinates. Let's start by finding a spot to share what we know so far.
I just want to check where other thing is it this? Yeah. So that I may avoid it. Because it's very easy to run into that accidentally, I guess.
La la la. Da da da.
Although I've sent myself into exile, I'm still doing essentially the same things as before. Do you still have any questions for me before we start our investigation?
Why do they refer to the mad scholars as village keepers?
One of my former subordinates told me that this title has its origins in a strange incident. The Academia has long exiled mad scholars to Aru Village. A mysterious phenomenon exists here. When mad scholars first arrive, they are as incoherent and deranged as before. But after spending some time here, they invariably begin to calm down.
Nah, I don't need to make a marker. I'll remember, just from looking at it.
Initially, the people of Aru Village greatly resented having to take in the mad scholars. But a strange incident one night changed that.
But good thinking.
Aru Village was struck by the strongest earthquake in living memory. Seeing buildings on the verge of collapse all around him, the then chief of the village was preparing to take everyone to safety. Suddenly, he noticed a mad scholar crouching in a corner, caressing the ground with his hands. A soft, green light radiated from him, like a divine glow against the backdrop of night. Despite the powerful tremors that ripped through the ground that night, all the houses remained upright, almost as if they had grown roots reaching deep into the ground. In the end, not a single building collapsed, and no one was hurt. After that, the people of Aru Village treated the mad scholars with greater kindness, and began to refer to them as the village keepers.
A soft green light? A mad scholar protecting Aru Village? What do you make of it, Traveler?
Must have been Nahida's power. Only she could be capable of that.
Paimon thinks so too. Actually, Sino, do you know if any of the mad scholars continued to wear their Akasha terminals at Aru Village?
In theory, they would continue wearing them so the Academia could still monitor their activities. With that said, the main Akasha system would no longer have any interaction with them.
Oh, no wonder! Everything makes sense then! Add in the fact that they calmed down, it was probably Nahida who calmed them.
If you are able to draw a conclusion from this one story alone, then it appears you possess much more information than I do. So, what do you make of the story?
That mad scholar's power likely came from Lesser Lord Kusanali. Ergo, Lesser Lord Kusanali was actually the one who protected the village.
Really? Lesser Lord Kusanali.
What? You don't believe us? Lesser Lord Kusanali was definitely using the Akasha to give her power to the mad scholars!
No, it's not so much that I don't believe you. I'm just struck by your reasoning. Lesser Lord Kusanali, the current Dendro Archon. Is she really active in Sumeru? The Academia has always placed far greater importance on the late Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. They've more or less ignored Lesser Lord Kusanali, and I've never had any reason to doubt their views. In addition, I've never heard any stories about Lesser Lord Kusanali and her deeds. To me, she might as well have been a god that never existed.
No way! Nahida definitely exists! She's a... How should Paimon put it? She's a good Archon who's kind and wise. Even if she says weird stuff sometimes.
We saved Sumeru City together in the not-so-distant past.
I've spent many years interrogating criminals, so I can easily tell when someone is lying.
Good! Then you should know that we're telling the truth.
That look in your eyes. I've never seen that from a liar. You two really must have met Lesser Lord Kusanali. How can this be? To think, our Archon has been amongst us this entire time.
Alright, now it's our turn to put our skills to good use for this investigation.
You betcha.
But easier said than done, especially since we don't have any leads. Maybe we can start by knocking on some doors.
Excuse me, are you here to help me find my grandpa?
Huh? Who are you?
By the sounds of it, a resident of this village.
My name is Isak. You'll help me find my grandpa, right?
Is your grandpa a mad scholar?
Hey, don't say that. Grandpa is just Grandpa. Why do you have to call him that? It's not like he's a bad person or anything.
The person you're referring to is not a local, yet you are. Why do you call him Grandpa?
Grandpa is just Grandpa. He's my family. I heard everything you said to the village chief. Please, you gotta take me with you. I want to find my grandpa. I swear I'll help. I won't be a nuisance.
Ah, so you're the one who was eavesdropping on us around the village chief's house. I was planning to go out and take care of whoever it was, but I had a vague feeling that they didn't harbor any ill intent.
Whoa! Hatham wasn't kidding about Matra having sharp senses. Sino, he's just a kid. All he wants is to find his grandpa. Let's find a way to help him.
It's maybe those ears. They are a device that make him sense easier or something. Better hearing, better seeing.
Sorry, I was only listening in because I wanted to know where Grandpa went. Honest. If you don't believe me, you can ask Miss Candace.
Please help him, Sino.
All right. But first, let's confirm the facts with Candace.
Woo! La la la.
Yes, just generally better at being a dog while wearing that.
Sino is super vigilant. Is this what all the Matra are like?
Ah, you're back already.
We just wanted to confirm something with you. Do you know a boy by the name of Isak?
I had a feeling he'd go looking for you.
Huh? You knew this would happen?
Yes. Although he tried his best to stay hidden, I still noticed him eavesdropping outside the window. He really wants to get his grandfather back. Isak's parents were both Aramite mercenaries who rarely returned to the village after finding employment in the city. He was raised by his grandfather. Unfortunately, it was only a few years before his grandpa passed away. Isak was still very young at the time, so various families in the village took turns caring for him so he could survive. Later, an elderly mad scholar arrived at the village. Isak thought the scholar bore a striking resemblance to his grandfather, and thus often spied on the man. However, the scholar was unkempt in appearance and incoherent in speech. Although Isak referred to the man as his grandpa, he was afraid and didn't dare to approach him. One summer night, the oft mumbling and bumbling grandpa suddenly calmed down and seemed to become more lucid. He even noticed Isak hiding in the distance. So Grandpa walked up to Isak and patted him on the head. He even took Isak to the entrance of the village, where he patiently taught the boy the names of the stars, and accompanied Isak until he fell asleep. The next morning, Isak woke up and wanted to go find his grandpa again, only to realize his grandpa no longer recognized him. However, even so, Grandpa retained his calm expression. It's said that those who saw the scholar claimed he no longer appeared to be crazy, but appeared to be living in his own world, almost as if he were sleepwalking. Isak was thrilled that his grandpa was able to find peace, and would follow him all the time, asking him things like, "Grandpa, want me to take you somewhere fun?" Or, "Grandpa, could you tell me stories about the stars again?"
All this somehow just makes Paimon feel really sad. It seems like they both deserve so much better.
I just was about to say. That's quite sad.
Perhaps. Nearly everyone who lives in the desert has some form of hardship or regret. But even so, we must still continue on with our lives. It's also my reason for fighting. I must continue to protect this land.
Lucid Grandpa was probably Nahida. She must have soothed the other mad scholars as well. From the look on Sino's face, he probably is connected to dots as well.
Maybe the people have always had a considerate god watching over them.
Huh? What did you say, Sino?
Paimon has not connected the dots.
No, nothing. As long as Isak keeps his word and doesn't get in our way, we can take him along.
Perhaps you are more compassionate than I gave you credit for. Please accept my thanks on Isak's behalf, Sino.
Time to add little boy to our party.
Hey, Isak!
Oh, it's you guys!
We've cleared everything up. Let's go find your grandpa.
Really? Wow! Thank you so much!
Your grandpa will be found safe and sound.
Yeah!
Alright. Let's ask the local residents some questions first.
This is the end of an actual quest and the start of the next one. So maybe let's actually not continue here today and continue there next time. And instead, actually follow up on the archaeology team, and see where that is leading us. Yeah, didn't have enough distractions. I guess I should once again check where this quest marker is. Right by the teleport point. Okay, so just don't teleport there till next week. Got it. Scarab, I saw you pilling up a bug. Bugging up a pill.
La la la. Woo!
Sure is desert out here.
Woo!
Guess this may be where we are quest-wise.
A new punching bag.
Maybe not.
Emerge. Right now. What a nuisance.
Just like we rehearsed.
Need
The main reason I'm stopping the main story is because I'll probably play for about an hour more. And I don't want to end in the middle of something if possible.
That really hurt. Da da da.
I'm noticing on this sand, I'm not leaving footprints anymore. Mushroom.
Woo! Da da da.
Well, seems this quest is also leading us to a teleport point, so very good. Oh, hi! Can't see our footprints anymore. Did they get blown away? It's not crabs, but it's close enough.
Right here. Right now.
Okay. They are more animal-themed enemies. Danger crabs. By animal themed, I mean they are more like wildlife instead of monsters. So they just give us meat instead of actual valuable drops.
Emerge. Right here. Right now.
Rust and rebuild. Go.
Emerge. Right now. Well, what do we have here?
Always fun to let Yai just take care of things that are in the distance. Giga crabs, yes. Also, where is this leading us? Is it down there? I guess so. Are we going to that domain? I guess the person giving us this quest was talking about them investigating a domain. Or ruins.
Right here. Emerge. Right here.
Fine, fine, go.
There is a Dendro Mage somewhere. Where?
Emerge right now.
Can you find him, guy? Oh.
Go on, open it up. Show me what's inside.
I think it's also worth noting that since last time off screen I found a quest related to all those chained up ruin machines that we have been encountering all over the forest. Apparently there are like 12 or 16 around of them that all need to be taken care of before I talk to an Araranana again. Why is there unagi in the desert? Don't think that's how unagi work.
La la la.
Emerge right now, right here. Right now, right here. Emerge.
I'm mentioning this ruin guard thing because also when I turned on the game today, I noticed there is some kind of new boss around here, the Aeon Blight Drake, which might be worth taking a look at. Doesn't seem to be related to any story or anything. Just appeared on the map with the update, I guess. What's that thing? Outside of likely not friendly. Likely friendly. They couldn't have fallen down, could they? Looks like a really far way down. Well, time for Chasm 2.0. What do you think? Should I go down there?
Dodoko? Dodoko, where are you?
That's not Dodoko. Well, there's the domain. And more of these friends. Red Desert Threshold. Edge of the End. The wise once debated wisdom in the corners of the ancient city, outlining the Desert King's dream. After the bubble burst, this place became a secret holding cell for prisoners. Today it has become a hotbed of monsters. There are also creatures of the past to be found here. And we are only supposed to bring Dendro, which we do. Yeah, it's just a new world boss. Good to know. Maybe we'll end today by looking at that. When characters trigger Burning, Quicken, Aggravate, Spread, Bloom, Hubble Bloom, or Burgeon on opponents, a shockwave will be unleashed, dealing true damage. A shockwave can be triggered this way once every 3 seconds. I don't think Collei is fast enough to trigger that much. But also, this is not a domain, this is just a fight, I guess.
here, right now. Emerge. Right here.
Hold the line.
Right now.
There is some true damage happening.
Just like we rehearsed.
Emerge, right now.
How do you two guys feel about true damage?
A brash maneuver. Blazing delight. Dumpty dumpty go. You're picking on me. Torrent, my refuge.
Oh, guess that's the end of you, Mr. Hilicho. Just a little fight club in the hole in the desert. Go to the bottom of the pit and look for clues.
La la la.
Let's go ask people for knowledge about the pit. Let's omit. Could that be Nachtigall? The associate that Boniface was telling us about? Ugh. Oh, doesn't seem well. Someone thinks he's resting. Let's not disturb him. Maybe he's dying, Paimon. He's dressed like an academia researcher, but why does he reek of booze? Think you can mess with me and cheat me? Jambrel, you useless dolt, how long have we been going? You know only to get stuck. It weren't for this busted stone slate. Oh, Paimon thinks he's drunk. There's no way we can talk with him now. Let's go ask someone else. Hello, we're... Did you guys also fall down here? The desert's no place for outsiders. If you have a way back, I suggest you take it as soon as possible. Looks like talking to us is the last thing he wants to do. Let's try someone else. They seem like the ones we're looking for, but... Ah, that one over there. Let's go ask her. That looks like a ruin of some sort. Also, that's most certainly some gear. Hello. Oh, are you the newly fallen? Huh? What do you mean newly fallen? Oh, do you have a way out? Yes, we can teleport. Huh? We accepted Boniface's commission to come look for Tearsat's archaeology team. Boniface, the merchant from Mondstadt. I know him. So you want to find the archaeological team, huh? Let me think. Oh, isn't that us? I'm Chet. Tearsat sort of hired me. He said that he'd gotten any word from you guys in a while, and he was worried that something might have happened to you, so he asked us to come and check things out. I'm really worried about Cyrus. Who's Cyrus? Do we have someone on our team named Cyrus? Are all monsters so anxious? What do you mean a while? It's only been a day. If it weren't for that bad fall and the heat stroke that Nachtigall had, we'd also be trying to find a way out. So this pit is... That's right. The desert is an incredible place. One minute you're looking at solid ground, the next you step directly into a trap. As you can see, we are trapped here now. Did you guys just get here? Or do you have another way out? Still, we've searched all over this place. There doesn't seem to be any way back to the surface. We have a wind glider. A wind glider? I heard Nachtigall talk about them before. They sound pretty great. To be honest, I'd love to give flying a try too. Wait a minute, now that I think about it, your little friend here doesn't seem to even need a wind glider to fly. Can you teach me, little friend? How can I be as footloose and free as you? I mean, as floaty. Paimon is nobody's little friend. Even Boniface knows that Paimon is famous. And Li Huan here is just as famous as Paimon is. Alright, my renowned little friend Paimon. Can you teach me? What do I have to do to float freely through the air like you? Paimon doesn't really have an answer for you there. Li Huan? Everyone has their own special talents. There's no need to force it. That's right. Don't get bogged down with whether you can fly or not, Chet. You should work towards something else, like a race with a Rishbolan tiger or something. I see. So you must have hired Paimon to teach you how to fly, did you, Li Huan? But since you are still using a wind glider, I suppose you haven't trained enough, huh? Once you train enough, I'm sure you'll finally be able to fly freely without needing a wind glider. You seem like a really good teacher, Paimon. Can I hire you to teach me too? Hey, Li Huan, how much more will I need to hire Paimon? Wow, you've got a wild imagination, huh? We don't have that sort of relationship. Huh? But isn't it just like how Tearsat hired my father and me? And Nachtigall too. Surely I can also hire you as long as I have the Mora to spend. If Paimon's willing. How could you say that? Of course Paimon would never leave your side. Oh, that's a shame then. By the way, have you seen Tearsat and my father? We have, but... Haha, I see. As I said before, Nachtigall must be having a tough time, what with the bad fall he took, plus the heat stroke. So my father, well, he's got a nasty temper. Don't take it personally. And as for Tearsat, he's basically been throwing a tantrum since things stopped going smoothly. That's sad. Grouchy kids don't usually get that drunk. You're not wrong, Paimon. Sometimes father will have a few glasses as well, but I've never seen him get drunk before. How about this? We can go back together and I'll explain everything to my father. You guys don't want to stay here too long, do you? We aren't even at the bottom yet. Father, I'm back. Oh, is Nachtigall doing any better? Right, Paimon and Li Huan told me all about what happened. How can you just ignore people, Father? Really, when is that temperament of yours ever going to change? That means we have completed Boniface's commission, right? After all, he only asked us to confirm the safety of the archaeology team as well as the Sumpter beasts. Bonifaz? What happened? Bonifaz and Nachtigall are colluding to blackmail me. That despicable monster came all the way to Sumeru just to extort me, I swear. Is he still drunk? Mr. Tearsad, was the price not already agreed upon after our discussion? You even confirmed it yourself, so why are you telling a different story now? I usually have my hands full with research matters, and I've never dealt with business people such as you before. How was I supposed to know the rules around pricing? If Chet hadn't told me that you highballed me, I'd still be foolish enough to think that I scored a great deal. Well, I'm really sorry, Nachtigall. Father had told me after the fact that I shouldn't have shared it with Tearsad. Nah. Oof. Why is Paimon getting the feeling that Chet managed to offend all 3 people by saying that? That's it. I'm laying you all off. There's a limit to how much bullying I'll take. That's not fair, Tearsad. Nachtigall and Bonifaz are in the wrong here, but Father and I didn't do anything wrong. Besides, didn't we only get stuck in this place because you insisted on coming here? Then you started throwing tantrums after that fall and drank even though you clearly can't hold your liquor. You might have the body of an adult, but you've been acting like a little baby. You. Get that enough. Tearsad looked like he might faint from rage. Now isn't the time to fight. What we should be doing is putting our heads together so we can get ourselves out of this mess. Oh, someone's talking sense. So that Crook Bonifaz commissioned you to come look for me. And you're famous adventurers, you say? Well, I'd like to hire you to get me out of this Archon-forsaken place. At this rate, forget my research. Even my very life will be cut short. And to your famous adventurers, surely you are more reliable than they are. Is this the double payment Bonifaz mentioned? What should we do, Li Huan? Now is not the time for bickering. Let's focus on getting us out of here first. You're right. Finding a way out of here is what's most important right now. Any other complaints can be addressed once we are somewhere safe. That's right. See, Tearsad? Could think as sensible as Paimon, we wouldn't have gotten ourselves stuck in. And she's Paimon. Chad. I'm just exploring a little bit up ahead and found a way that looks to be ruins. Maybe there's an exit leading to the surface in there. Desert ruins don't constitute a safe place, and I'm not going anywhere with such unreliable people. You're a researcher, aren't you? Shouldn't you be thrilled to have ruins to investigate? I'm an indoor zoology researcher. I should be working indoors and poring over documents, unlike some adventurers who are raving bananas when they see a pile of old ruins. But inside the ruins is indoor. Oh, you. Don't waste your breath on him, Jet. Just let him stay here if he wants to. But Father, he's our employer, so he has the right to decide what he does and doesn't want to do. We just have to do our jobs. Huh? There he goes. He'll come back after Father and I find a safe place. If he doesn't want to come with us, he can just wait here. And now there goes Chet. What should we do? We can't just wait here. Disconnect? I don't think there's a disconnect. No. You're right. Let's go find a way out here. Are you going to ditch me? The payment for the commission is negotiable, so don't leave me here with this crook from Mondstadt. Kept quiet up until now, but Bonifaz and I are no crooks. What ordinary businessman would offer such comprehensive after-sales care? Think about it, Mr. Tearsat. Could have simply received our payment and left at that, but instead, we let ourselves end up in the same boat as you. Guess that makes sense, but I'm not staying here either way. I'd be more comfortable in the company of experienced adventurers. But you're still rip-roaring drunk. Why don't you stay here and sleep it off first? I'm not drunk, I'm fine. I'm coming with you guys. Don't leave me behind. And we should get going. We should be able to catch up with Chet and the others. I'll wait here for now. I doubt the road ahead will be suitable for the sumpter beasts. Good luck. Let's hurry. I mean, there seem to be multiple entrances to these ruins. I guess we're taking this one. We're here. Tearsat decided to come exploring with us. What now? You mean that researcher actually changed his mind? Ugh. He knows the pros and cons, so naturally he came along. Alright, well, you'll get the chance to show off your skills soon enough. How should we enter the interior of the ruins? This is a researcher's specialty, right? Should be a piece of cake for you, right, Tearsat? Of course. I might be an indoor zoology researcher, but something as basic as this can't be too difficult from what's written in the books. Watch this. Does it have anything to do with the giant lamps? This is... There. That should do it. Guess it has nothing to do with the giant lamps. Well, the door really opened. Well, that's Mr. Tearsat for you. That's what sets us professionals apart from the amateurs. Paimon wonders what it's like inside. Let's go in and take a look. Well, somehow indoors has a new teleport point. So that's good. Well, if it wasn't Anubis enough already. There's a Sealy down there. That's not a Sealy.
Show them. Come on out.
That's also not a Sealy. Guess I just mislooked. No, it's Anubis with a spade. Actually, that's not Anubis, right? It has a beak. Yeah. It's more like Anu, I think, is the bird. Actually, I'm not sure. Horus is also a bird. Who knows what lies beneath these small piles of sand that are easily scattered by the power of Anemo, loose sand piles. Guess we'll have to change team. Also there's a bird in... No, there's no bird in here. It's gone now. Guess we're going with this team for a change. There's Sealy. Watch out! Oh hey, those two are actually helping. And that's a new enemy type. Primal Construct. These ancient machines, which come from the desert, are quite distinct from the ruined machines. In combat, these primal constructs will fire their components out, while their cores enter an invisible state that hides them and increases their resistance. Use catalyze reactions to strike these cores or use electro attacks on them during such times as the fired components have been destroyed and need to recover. Cancel this invisibility and cause the cores to be immobilized due to excessive overclocking. Don't have an electro user on the team though. So I guess we'll just have to deal with you for now.
Rebuild! Take flight! Sakura swirl!
Well, guess freezing and destroying them works just fine.
Stand clear! Wow! So many raw materials!
Sacred Seal, Sheep Head. That's what we just picked up. Ancient Cabbage. There wasn't really anything in that sand pile, was there? Huh? Oh. Machines. Okay. Or traps, I guess. Ow. I just got hit, Paimon. Don't say that.
Absorption test. If only I stumbled upon lab supplies as often.
There we have some Anubis. And more of these kind of enemies.
Ninjutsu! Covenant of the Deep!
You really don't stand a chance against being frozen.
I shall treasure this good fortune.
Damaged prism. Turbid prism. Prism. Scarab. Mysterious Control Unit. These structures, known as plinths of the secret rite, may be found within King Dashret's ruins. Use them to control certain mechanisms within the ruins. So we are within the king's ruins. However, we must have special clearance in order to use these plinths. No, we need key cards for authorization. Maybe. I do not have clearance. Dog. Barrier. Also, there's 3 oculi on the map. And I'm assuming none of them are down here. I'm wrong by thinking that. Oh, just an elevator. I was expecting it to just disappear and drop me into a pit. Well, I need a different combination of characters. Definitely need Electra.
All right, amuse me.
And Fire. Let's use a different approach then. And not change this team up. We need
So
Electro,
sleepy.
Fire. I guess you can be
Can I
our
go
healer
catch up
then.
on my sleep?
I still wish these were faster.
Maybe there's even more buried below.
I'm realizing these... No, I know why these are not running away. Because Sayu is on the team. And Sayu makes animals not want to run away. That's a lot of doors. That's not ominous at all. Oh good. Great.
Gotta dash.
Surprised these ancient candles are still lit. The scarab just had a giant pile of excrements. Can you make a new one? Kinda wanna watch you do your thing. But I guess you won't. Not enough clearance. But that Sealy has found its way to its destination. Stop! Let's rest a while.
Maybe there's even more buried below.
Meanwhile, Tearsad is dying. We've been walking around for a while without making any progress, so why don't we take a little rest? Are you kidding? It's hardly been any time at all, and you're already thinking of resting. I said it before, didn't I? I'm an indoorsology researcher, which is not a real thing. I should never have come out into the middle of nowhere like this. Wait a minute, Paimon's confused. Wasn't the archaeology mission your idea? Chet, Jabral, and Nachtigall only came because you hired them, right? Yes, that's correct. Huh. So it was your idea. Then why have you been dragging your feet this whole time? If you didn't know the truth, Paimon would think that Jabral must have kidnapped you to get some legendary treasure in the ruins or something. Huh, you're funny, Paimon. My father may be a grump, but he'd never do something like that. Don't get mad at Paimon. Paimon's only telling it like it is. Don't bully Paimon. I'm sorry. My father really isn't a bad guy, believe me. And why is Tearsad so unmotivated? It's because I don't care for the topic at all. If it weren't for this accursed stone slate. I'm always being told to be original in my research and to find material that no one has ever worked on before. What's the value of meaning of research if everyone is just following the herd or reproducing each other's work? Or so I've been told. But what I'm compared to such a long-standing academic tradition, and all my seniors in research. I'm the academic genius, so what can I think of that others can't? There are no academic gaps left these days that I can't identify and fill. Paimon doesn't really get academic stuff either, but since this is your job, you should take it seriously. I do! I give it my all. Why else would I have spent so much mora to come to this Archon-forsaken place? It's funny, but the Scarlet Sand Slate was actually the research project of a relative of mine. She was originally a young researcher with limitless promise, but one day she left the family behind and eloped with some wild boy from who knows where. I heard that they fled into this desert back in those days. Unfortunately, I was a kid then and only saw her a few times. I can't even remember what she looked like. All the more reason to buck up. Since you're searching the same thing, there's a chance for a reunion, isn't there? Fate is an unpredictable thing after all. Even if we really did meet again. And even if we really recognized each other, how could I even face her? The way I am now, I'm no different from a stray dog, living off the scraps thrown away by others. Since I'm incapable of constructing any new theories, all I could do was take my chances in the field and see if I could dig up any new materials to base my paper on. Though when it comes to King Deshret, the academic community has long since concluded that he was just another self-destructive tyrant. Speaking of which, she must have left the stone slate behind when she left back then, because even she knew this lousy thing had no research value. Ha! And yet I took it to be a treasure. Ha! This silly stone slate. I must have been out of my mind to think that I'd really be able to stumble upon something. Still, Paimon doesn't think you should lose heart. Because we often make surprising discoveries while exploring ruins like this. Right, Li Huan? There will at least be treasure chests, for sure. Although those might not be much used to Tearsat. None of you have ever done serious academic research. How could you possibly understand me or the difficulties of being a researcher? Stop talking like a child. The academia might control the route to academic publication, but they don't have a monopoly on knowledge itself. If this is all you know about King Deshret, then you should have abandoned academia from the very beginning, because it's clear you won't get any results. Father. You're just a paid mercenary. What right do you have to comment on my ideas? So far, you seem to have pretty little in the way of professional credentials as a researcher. That much you already admitted yourself. Me? You. Uh-oh, what happened? Will he be okay? We should keep a closer look on him after this and not let him drink anymore. He must not have completely sobered up yet when Father made him so mad that all the blood rushed to his head. That was weird though. Why do you have to get so mad at him? Can't stop just because he keeps dragging his feet. Huh? Because you can't just leave him here either. I'll stay behind to keep him safe. Meanwhile, you and Chet keep looking for an exit. Well, what should we do, Lihun? Time's a-wasting. You're right. Let's keep exploring then. Leave Tirza to my father. You'll have nothing to worry about. I'll come with you guys. More elevator. Bye. This thing goes only one way. I guess these are just deactivated. Surely they will not come to life and attack me. Careful now. Oh, familiar. Beep. Oh, it's moving. Looks a lot like the one we just knocked down. Still, it doesn't look like it's going to attack us. On second thought, it can float in the air just like Paimon. Does that make them distant relatives? Paimon would sooner be related to a pigeon. Beep. Beep. This thing's making weird noises again. Where's that sound coming from, anyway? And is it really not going to turn on us and out of the blue? Ivan, don't let your guard down. Can you try talking to it, Paimon? Look, you two are about the same size, so you should be able to talk to each other, right? How is Paimon supposed to talk to it? Oh, you're messing with Paimon on purpose, aren't you? Teehee. Looks like some sort of device. It seems to be enjoying itself, to be honest. Maybe we should replace Paimon with it. Should we pick it up and try using it? It seems excited about that idea. You scared Paimon. Doesn't seem to want to do that. Can you understand it, Chet? I can't understand the meaning, but I can get the feeling. What a weird thing. Oh, I think it's a lot like you, Paimon. You both look really cute. Paimon told you we're not alike. Well, yeah, you're running cute, Paimon, and it seems like a little pokey, but it's still very cute. Ah, Paimon doesn't really get to your standards for cute. I think Paimon is cute too. Now isn't time for this, Li-Huan. The way I see it, Paimon doesn't get it, but Li-Huan does. I don't know why it's here, what it's used for, but maybe Tearsad will understand if we can get him to take a look at it. You... What should I call you anyhow? Good name. Paimon floats, but you're a little lower off the ground, so I'll call you Ben Ben. What does Ben Ben actually mean as a name? You like this name too? That's great. Sad musical instrument noises. How do those two even communicate? Jet's a strange one. To be honest, Paimon kind of admires her in a way. Ben Ben. Must be boring hanging around here by yourself. Why don't you come with us? Needless to say, Li-Huan is pretty great too. As for Paimon, she might act a little superior, but she is a good kid who thinks about her companions. You'll definitely come to like her in time. Paimon doesn't act super anything. Anyway, Paimon's not gonna fly lower for anyone. Otherwise, Paimon will breathe in a whole load of sand. Come look for my father with us. He may look mean, but actually... Well, he actually is kind of mean. But that's just how he is with outsiders. He's nice once you get to know him. And even though Tearsad's a useless researcher, he's not actually a bad guy. Right? And you might even be able to save his research, Ben Ben. Well, wanna come with us, Ben Ben? Are we recruiting an angel? Is that gonna work out well? That's great, it said yes. Really? You guys really talking to each other? Don't worry, Paimon. Ben Ben and I are already joined at the hip. Right, Ben Ben? Well, let's go back to where my father is. Maybe Tearsad has already woken up. Provided he doesn't open up his eyes only to see Jabrel and get so mad that he passes out again. You never know. Close encounter with something. Well, seems he is back awake. Father, I brought another new friend back. Look, this is the friend we just met. Its name is Ben Ben. Oh, Tearsad's awake. Looks like things are going well with Father. I don't know how you came to that ridiculous conclusion, but let's not discuss that for now. What I'm most concerned about now is... what is that thing? Didn't I just introduce you? This is our new friend, Ben Ben. This doesn't seem like something that could be classified as a friend, could it? Doesn't this look a little like the same thing that just attacked us? You don't have a lot of friends, do you, Tearsat? No, I don't. Wait, what does that have to do with this? You're way too uptight. You just need an open mind, and you'll be swimming in friends in no time. Isn't that right, Ben? You are too lax. So, you don't know what Ben is either, huh? Its type must be related to the Ruin Gods. I don't know exactly how to operate it, though. But this unique kind doesn't attack outsiders and can even communicate to a certain extent. I don't remember reading anything about this. Tearsat! What is it? Isn't that amazing news? This is the material that no one else has worked on before. Wait a minute, could it be? No, it's too early to celebrate just yet. Maybe I was too narrow-minded and just skipped any relevant prior research on it. Maybe someone has already published 10 treatises and thoroughly studied Ben's genealogy. Why does this guy always jump to the worst conclusions? Wait a minute, something doesn't seem right about it. What is it, Ben? Are you... Oh, Ben seems to be reacting to Tearsat's stone slate. Tearsat, pick the stone slate up and walk towards Ben. Hide you, don't tell me what to do. Whoa. Oh, Ben. You're amazing, Ben. Paimon doesn't completely understand what it's saying, but it seems happy. A small portion of the slate lit up. What does it mean? Do you have any idea, Tearsat? It's hard to say. Only a portion was lit up. Besides, I've told you all before. Vigor is key to academic research, and you don't want to jump to conclusions, right? Yes, that's true. Looks like we'll just have to find a way to light up the rest of the stone slate. Right, Ben? Hold on, I have a serious request to make of you, Li Huan. Ahem. This has nothing to do with Jabral or Chet, so I can ask that you give her some space. You're gonna reveal some kind of secret? Come on, I wanna hear it too. Chet, mind your own business. But father, we're all companions here. Doesn't that make it our business? Fine, I'll give you all the space you want. Let's go, Ben. What's the matter? Why are you getting so serious all of a sudden? Can you help me take care of this stone slate? Huh? Isn't it really important? It is, and that's why I want you to take care of it. And to be honest, seeing it light up like that makes me uneasy. I don't trust myself if something were to happen. Besides, that weird thing also seems to have some sort of response to it. That weird thing? You mean Ben? Wouldn't it be better to give the stone slate to Jet to look after? No. I mean, absolutely not. How do I put this? Alright, I don't trust Jabral. I feel like he has an ulterior motive. And since Jet is his daughter, they're obviously going to be in the same camp. Jabral might be a man of few words, but Paimon thinks he's very reliable. Could you be overthinking this, Tearsat? Chet said it before. He's from the desert. Can you really trust the desert people? I'd sooner believe that Boniface didn't defraud me. What do you think, Li Huan? My backpack's pretty big. Not infinitely, but pretty big. Can fit carrots and cabbages. So one more little stone slate shouldn't be a problem, right? Thank you. You're the only ones I can rely on in this vast sea of sand. Fine, we'll take care of it for you for the time being. You're a huge help. The activated Scarlet Sand Slate possesses special clearance that will allow you to control various devices within the ruins King Deshret left behind. As you adventure further in, the Scarlet Sand Slate will progressively display key locations throughout the ruins. Follow the slate's guidance and use special clearance to unlock these devices, and you may yet reach places that none before you have ever seen. And I think that might also be a good space to stop here. And I guess when we continue this, we can get some clearance on the way here. Sounds like a plan. Boy, there's gonna be a lot of desert to explore. I guess we're also gonna show off this boss another time. You're sleeping while standing and open eyes. Are you okay, Sayu? Maybe you are not. I guess we should all do the Sayu thing and find some sleep. Thank you for watching today. And see you all next time on Genshin Impact.
Seems like I should have just stayed in bed today.
Yes. When we are gonna either continue the main story, continue this weird side story, or do whatever event that is currently going on. I'm not sure yet. But I guess we'll see when we see. Bye bye. Take care.